What follows is not a sensationalized recounting or mere gossip. It is a verbatim federal courtroom transcript that lays bare disturbing truths concerning one of the most high-profile trials of recent memory. The case of Sean "Diddy" Combs, the music mogul and business icon, had already gripped the public's attention. But on the seventh day of the trial, something unprecedented occurred that fundamentally shifted the trajectory of the proceedings. The courtroom, already thick with tension and media frenzy, was rocked by the arrival of a surprise witness, Joe Rogan. Known widely as a comedian, UFC commentator, and the host of the world's most downloaded podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, Rogan's presence was as unexpected as it was electrifying. Unlike the typical parade of celebrity entourages and legal teams, Rogan walked in alone. No fanfare, no cameras, no legal entourage, just a man carrying a small black notebook and an unwavering resolve to reveal hidden realities. The unfolding drama. Rogan's role as a whistleblower. From the outset, the atmosphere in the courtroom was electric, charged with anticipation and the weight of impending revelations. The press gallery was packed with journalists eager to capture every nuance of this landmark trial. Rumors had been swirling around Sean Combs and his infamous white parties and freak-offs, lavish events rumored to conceal darker undercurrents. However, nothing could prepare the spectators or legal teams for what unfolded next. Joe Rogan, stepping onto the witness stand, was not there to add fuel to the fire through speculation. Instead, he presented himself as a man on a mission to share first-hand accounts and documented evidence that went well beyond the realm of celebrity gossip. Rogan's testimony was rooted in years of painstaking research, interviews, and the careful collection of recordings that exposed systemic issues within the entertainment industry. He transformed from podcast host to whistleblower in the eyes of the courtroom, his words carrying the weight of lived experience and corroborated insider testimony. Rogan's entrance and opening statements. Rogan's attire was deliberately understated. Wearing a dark gray blazer over jeans, he struck a balance between casual accessibility and professional seriousness. The courtroom, a space usually dominated by suits and stiff formality, seemed to quiet instantly as he took the stand. Cameras were barred from filming the proceedings, yet courtroom sketch artists worked furiously to capture the intensity etched on Rogan's face. The judge, maintaining decorum, asked Rogan to state his full name and profession. "Joseph James Rogan," he responded calmly. "I'm the host of the Joe Rogan Experience." Without delay, Rogan began. "I'm not here to gossip. I'm here because I have been given first-hand accounts from guests on my show. Accounts that connect deeply to what's happening in this courtroom." He revealed that he had brought with him secure recordings, excerpts that had already been submitted to the district attorney's office, containing audio from insiders who detailed events tied to Sean Combs's activities. The gravity of the revelations. Inside the freak-off parties. One of the first bombshells Rogan dropped was testimony from a former security detail for an unnamed A-list artist. This guest, who appeared on Rogan's podcast off-air, disclosed chilling details about private servers and physical evidence hidden away in a Miami compound. Specifically, a bunker-like room with encrypted files and videos documenting freak-off parties. These were not merely raucous celebrity gatherings, but orchestrated rituals shrouded in secrecy and coercion. The guest described the nature of these events in haunting terms. Phones confiscated upon arrival, guests blindfolded, activities conducted under strict confidentiality. Rogan explained that freak-off was a code word used within the industry, and many insiders treated these practices as normalized, despite their disturbing nature. This testimony painted a picture of systemic abuse hidden beneath the veneer of glitz and glamour. The courtroom reaction and defense challenges. As Rogan detailed these accounts, the courtroom was awash with gasps and murmurs. Sean Combs himself appeared visibly unsettled, shifting uncomfortably in his seat. Defense attorneys immediately objected to the admission of certain claims, attempting to dismiss the testimony as hearsay or speculation. However, the presiding judge overruled these objections, allowing Rogan to continue. The prosecution seized the moment, pressing Rogan for evidence. He confirmed that he had submitted audio recordings to the court, some voices verified by forensic audio experts. This official recognition of Rogan's evidence shifted the trial's momentum, signaling to jurors that the case was moving beyond rumors into documented and potentially verifiable claims. Inside the industry. Guests' terrifying testimonies on Rogan's podcast. Rogan shared that many of the most damning stories never made it to air. Fear and intimidation silenced numerous guests who requested voice distortion, pseudonyms, or even recorded their segments from remote locations to avoid retaliation. One guest, a tour manager for a prominent R&B act, described Diddy's parties as not only indulgent but dangerous, places where exploitation was routine and participants lived in constant fear. Another guest, a music producer, recounted a 2015 event where he witnessed surreptitious filming of guests against their will. Cameras hidden inside smoke detectors captured private moments, creating leverage to control and manipulate attendees. Rogan read from notes taken during these interviews, underscoring the sense of menace lurking beneath the party scenes. These accounts, while anecdotal, formed a consistent pattern that the court could not ignore. The black box, a vault of secrets, beneath the Miami compound. Perhaps the most disturbing revelation came when Rogan described a black box, a fortified basement vault beneath Diddy's Miami estate, accessible only by biometric security. According to a former bodyguard who appeared on Rogan's show, this vault housed dozens of encrypted hard drives filled with footage of the freak-off parties, blackmail materials, and videos of high-profile individuals in compromising situations. The bodyguard called the vault Diddy's Church, emphasizing its sacred, untouchable nature. It was a repository of leverage, evidence used to maintain control over powerful celebrities, executives, and even politicians. Although the physical vault had not been independently verified, multiple podcast guests independently described similar secretive spaces and surveillance practices, lending credibility to the claim. The whistleblower's data recovery claim. In a dramatic twist, Rogan revealed that 3 months prior, an anonymous whistleblower contacted his team claiming to have worked for a third-party data recovery company in Miami. This individual was hired to extract corrupted, encrypted video files from a server allegedly connected to Diddy's events. The recovered footage reportedly contained compromising content involving guests at these parties. While Rogan chose not to broadcast this information publicly, he preserved the materials in a secure archive, aware that the government might already have seized this evidence. This revelation hinted at the possibility of a far-reaching federal investigation potentially uncovering new proof of wrongdoing. The culture of silence, celebrity complicity, and media hypocrisy. Rogan's testimony took a poignant turn as he referenced an explosive moment from his podcast involving Elon Musk. The billionaire entrepreneur had commented on Hollywood hypocrisy, particularly targeting celebrities who publicly voice political opinions but remain silent on issues within their own circles. Musk mentioned Jennifer Lopez, who had dated Diddy and attended his parties, questioning why she had never spoken out about the alleged abuses. The courtroom fell silent as Rogan revisited the infamous 1999 nightclub shooting involving Diddy's associate, Shine. Despite Jennifer Lopez being present during the incident, she maintained Diddy's innocence, and he walked free while Shine served prison time. Rogan challenged the jury to consider the implications of this silence, stating, "Silence in the face of abuse is complicity." He argued that many in Diddy's orbit had mastered the art of disappearing or deflecting when uncomfortable truths emerged, perpetuating a culture that shielded powerful figures from accountability. The broader implications: control, fear, and image management. Throughout his testimony, Rogan stressed that this case was not just about isolated incidents, but a systemic pattern of control and intimidation. The entertainment industry, he argued, operated on fear, silence, and image management. Artists and executives alike guarded their reputations zealously, often at the expense of justice and truth. Rogan's detailed notes and archives illustrated how these dynamics played out over years, from the covert filming of guests to the blackmail vault, creating an ecosystem where abuse could flourish unchecked. He implored the court and the public to look beyond the surface glamour and recognize the deeper, darker realities concealed behind the scenes. Conclusion: Joe Rogan's role in a reckoning. By the time Rogan concluded his testimony, the courtroom had irrevocably changed. No longer was this trial simply about a celebrity facing allegations. It had become a reckoning with systemic abuse, secrecy, and complicity within the highest echelons of entertainment power. Joe Rogan's presence and revelations served as a catalyst, compelling jurors, media, and the public to confront uncomfortable truths long whispered in shadows. He positioned himself not as a mere commentator, but as an informant, a guardian of the silenced voices whose stories demanded to be heard. In closing, Rogan issued a direct challenge to Diddy and the court. If the mogul was truly innocent, then open the vault, release the contents of the black box, and let the truth see the light of day.